as I already told you, I'm just planning a literature review. Maybe many of you are aware of literature review already, and management of the literature through certain softwares and then IPR. So that's what I have planned in this lecture. So outline of my talk is literature survey, search engines for research, list of major nanoscience, the related journals, how we can go about, searching for the major journals, digital repositories, Mendeley and Zotero are the main softwares to maintain the literature, which we are going to search. And also I am going to give you a glimpse of how to write a research paper, effective research paper, and some idea about plagiarism. And I'm going to talk about IPR, intellectual property rights, types, patents, how to file a patent and other things. So all these things I'm going to cover up. Okay. So let me come to literature survey. So as all of you know, what we mean by the literature. It's a collection of research publications, books, and other documents related to the defined problem. So you all know that before we take up any research, we need a thorough idea of about the topic which we are going to take up. So therefore, literature survey or literature review is very, very essential before we start any work, whether it can be experimental work or whether it can be a theoretical work. Both in the life sciences or in general in science, literature support is very, very important, because whatever we do is research. So it is not just searching, it's a researching, means we should know idea about what had been done in the particular field. So therefore, we have to have a thorough literature, survey. I hope I am audible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So what are the sources of literature? So we have three sources of literature: primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. So among primary sources, we have all textbooks, the books related to the subject. In the secondary, resources, we have all the publications or the papers published in that particular area of science, and also the reviews, review articles which are connected with the particular field. And the tertiary will be the thesis, which where people are going to write reports, thesis, and other things will be, the tertiary source of literature. So how we can, have a literature survey. So before we take up any problem or any particular, whatever the work we intended to do, so we have to go through the journals which publish abstracts of papers. In many biological sciences, the abstract journals themselves are very larger, I have heard. And also we have to go through the review articles related to the topic chosen. So if we understand what had been done in the past on that particular area, so we can have an idea, and we can also find out the gaps, literature gaps, wherever we can contribute effectively. And also journals which publish particular research articles, that is going to be the main thing. You can find these articles or information about these articles by the review article only. And then advanced level books on this chosen topic. So suppose if you choose a particular topic which is going to be interest to you, from the review article or something like that, you can search for the books where you can have a elaborative explanation of these things, because in research articles and review articles, we will not find any elaborative explanation. And also you can go through the proceedings of conferences, workshops, etc. And you can collect reprint or preprint collections. And also you can, in discussion with your supervisor or guide or the mentor, you can also ask him or her, that person to give information. And finally, this is internet age, so you can get information from the internet also. Okay, so what I mean by literature review, it's a comprehensive, literature review is not just informs your research question, but also identifies gaps, as I already explained you. So you should find what has to be done in that particular field, rather than, you should not repeat whatever it is done already. Rather, you have to find out what are the gaps and where you can add your contribution. So let me come to the search engines for the research. So the first and the foremost search engine is the Google. Okay, so here I have just given my topic of interest, that is flexible triboelectric nanogenerator. This is our research work. So here you can see that if you Google topics, so it will give you many information about it. So it will tell you what are the scholarly articles which are published on this particular topic. So you can see that you can see 46,100 results for this particular phrase, that is flexible triboelectric nanogenerator. So like that, give your area of interest. So from the Google, you may not get complete information about the paper, so you have to go to the Google Scholar. So in the Google Scholar, if I give flexible, I mean, in the Google Scholar, you can even refine your field. So triboelectric nanogenerator is a very vast field. So where we have limited to the flexible triboelectric nanogenerator. So then I can get all the papers which are published in this particular area of research. So you can see that in the Google Scholar, you can just have information about, you can just see here. So citations for that particular paper is also mentioned, and also what are the different versions of the paper which are available. And here it will tell you whether PDF is available or not, and also if at all PDF is available, which is going to be the source of fetching that particular article. That is also going to be available there. And also you can search, I mean, from the recent to the past or past to the recent, that can be adjusted. And also you can search the, I mean, whatever the information, the paper you want, based on the author name, and also based on the topic, okay, and also, I mean, based on particular group of workers, you can see. And also you can see here that, so you have a paper which is, and also here you can see the number, I mean, author's information, and also the journal information, and year of publishing, and also the, I mean, publisher. Elsevier is a publisher for the first paper. So it will give you all the information. So you can modify your search more and more, and you can get particular information. So in the Google Scholar, it's always possible to find out about a particular author also. So you can go to the Google Scholar and you can give the particular, I mean, name of the author which you are interested in. For example, here I have shown the example of my name. So if you search in the Google Scholar Krishnaveni, yes, so you can see that what are the number of citations which I have in my credit, and also what is a H index and what is a I-10 index, and also what are the articles which I have published. So it will arrange according to the order of higher citations. So this is a paper which I have got higher citations. So that's why it's arranged in that order. It's going to be in the descending order of the, I mean, citations, and also it will give the year-wise, citations information also. Okay, so if I'm telling citations, right? So here I have got 1,361 citations. So let me tell you what I mean by a citation. So citation, I mean, I have been, this is the actually way to acknowledge the resources. So I told you research is not the invention. Okay, so invention is something different which happens for the first time, whereas research is, we are, I mean, contributing a little bit on what has been already done. Okay, so citation is reference to a source of information that we have used in our writing, research, or presentation. And also citations actually include acknowledging, supporting claims, avoiding plagiarism, and also it guides the readers. Okay. So citations, I have 1361 means, so I have been cited for 1361 times in others' work. So that is the meaning of citation. So people are going to gauge the scientist by number of citations. If the number of citations are more, people will think that whatever the work which has been done by that particular person is more and more important. So that's why citation is very important. So citation actually includes who created the work and what is the name of the work, and also publication date, and also it will include devoice. Okay, so devoice will be the, I mean, unique number for that particular article or review or whatever it is. So if we want to, I mean, give citation to somebody's work which we are referring and which we are actually, I mean, learning something from them, or we are copying something from them, we have to, I mean, reference or give reference, or we have to cite their work with this order. So author, title, publication date, publisher, or source of the paper. Okay. So we will have different ways of citing. So here I have shown you different ways of citing: MLA, PA, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver. So each paper will have different different concept of having or writing the citations that we can follow depending upon what paper we are writing and for which journal we are aiming. Okay, so I told my H index is 16 in this. So what I mean by that? So H index is a metric used to measure the productivity and citation impact of the researcher's work. So it actually was proposed by physicist Georgi Hirsch in 2005. So what I mean by the H index is, so what is a maximum number of citations I got for each paper? Okay, so let me give you an example. So here I have listed example. So here you can see that a person has published papers 1 to 10. So he has published totally 10 papers, and he has also there is a list of citations. So the paper 1 has 100 citations, paper 2 has 78 citations, paper 3 has 62 citations. So like that, paper 10th has only 1 citation. Okay, so here you can see that. So he has, H index of 6. That means that his 6 papers have been cited more than 6 times. So that is a meaning of H index 6. So here I have citation of, H index of 16. That means my 16 papers have been cited minimum for 16 times. So that is a meaning of H index. And the I-10 index is a simple metric used to measure the impact of a researcher's publications. So it was introduced by Google Scholar only. So it is the number of a researcher's publications that have been cited at least 10 times. Okay, so here there is an example for the I-10 index. So here you can see that there is a 8 papers published by a person, and also there is a citations which is listed in the other column. So you can see that after 6th paper, okay, so 7th paper have been got an H index, citations of 9. So I-10 index is the total number of papers which have got minimum 10 citations. So therefore here I-10 index or I-10 for this particular person is 6. Okay, so here my I-10 index is 21. That means, so 21 papers have received minimum 10 citations. So that is a meaning of, I-10 index. Okay, so now let me tell you what is the impact factor. So impact factor is a metric used to measure the average number of citations received by the articles published in a particular academic journal. Okay, so it is widely used as an indicator of the influence or prestige of the journal. So people are always try to publish in high impact factor paper, right? So impact factor can be defined like this: total number of times its articles were cited during the 2 previous years, divided by total number of citable articles in the journal during those 2 years. So that gives impact factor for the particular journal. That means if the journal is having more citations in the consecutive 2 years, so its impact factor is going to be more. Okay, so yeah. So next search engine is Science Direct. I have a meeting 1 hour. Yeah. So next search engine is Science Direct. So you can see that if you have, if you want to search journals for journals from the Elsevier. Okay, so Elsevier is a very well-known publisher. So you can go to, website called Science Direct. So there you can give your search word. Okay, so if you give a search word, it will fetch all the articles related to your search word. So here also we have given flexible triboelectric nanogenerators. Here also there is a possibility that we can search by giving the author name and the phrase name, and also you can change the search words according to your convenience. And also here you can see that there is a 416 results which we get for this flexible triboelectric nanogenerator. It also arranges in the year-wise. You can limit whether you want a particular paper from 2018, 17, 16. So you can just limit your, search. Okay, so you can limit your search, or you can restrict your search for review articles, or the research articles, or the encyclopedia, or the book chapters. Okay, so or even you can limit your search to the particular journal also. So you can give filters for searching your information. So the next search engine is a Ville online library. So here also you can search for your, papers. And next is a Microsoft Academic and Core. So Core actually refers to the connecting repositories. So you can just search for the thesis in this particular thing. And also you have archive.org. Okay, so archive.org will actually allow us to deposit some of our work which have not published yet. Okay, so that they are called as preprints, right? So we can we can deposit the preprints, and whoever, it can also be cited by other scientists, so that our work will not get duplicated. So before we get published, so when we are in a stage of preparation, our article can be put it in archive so that nobody else can repeat that particular work. So what I mean by DOI, DOI is digital object identifier. So it's having a string of numbers, letters, and symbols. So it is a permanent identity of an article or document. So it will be like http :/DOI.org followed by the particular number. Okay, so it's always refers to the specified particular article only. One article will have only one DOI. So these days, when we give, our paper information, so people ask what is DOI, because if we just click on the DOI, it takes to that particular website, and we can find the DOI using crossreference.org. Okay, so that's why we always put DOI at the end of the references. So next comes to the digital repositories. I think all of you know about Shod Sindhu. So Shod Sindhu is actually an initiative by Minister of Education, Government of India. So where you can see that you can, there is a connection between 217 universities and 98 institutions, central funded institutions, 3,800 colleges, 10,000 journals, and 19 lakh 95, sorry, 1,95,000 books, and 66 lakh e-books, 20 resources, 4 databases. So this Shod Sindhu is very much useful. And then you also know Shodh Ganga. So Shodh Ganga is a digital repository of Indian theses and dissertations. So it is controlled by InflibNet, UGC of India. And another repository is Shodh Gangotri. So this is a repository of synopsis and research proposals of the PhD programs. So these days it's mandatory to submit our thesis in the e-form to the Shodh Gangotri, as well as you can find that in a Shodh Ganga, so that you can just see whether your titles are unique. So you can go and search, whatever the title you are intended to, take it for your thesis and give it in the search in the Shodh Ganga, Shodh Gangotri, and you can see whether any other work already published or any other thesis is there on particular topic. Okay, so that is going to help you. So this is also this is a Shodh Ganga. Okay, so Shodh Ganga, you can find 5,76,731 theses. Synopsis, you can 15,087 synopsis you can find. Okay, so this is another glimpse. So you can find all languages, and also you can see here the distribution of the thesis year-wise. Okay, so here you can see that archive.org is also for the e-prints. Okay, so if you want to have thesis outside India, so you want to find out whether we can find any thesis regarding our topic of interest outside India, you can go to this e-print website and you can also see. So we have a very good e-library facility in our university. So this is just a website of our library, university library website. So I think you will also have your own digital library in your institution. So in the University of Mysore, you can see that in the library website, you can see digital repository of research, innovation, and scholarships. So there you can have a JGET at eShod Sindhu. So you can find it. Okay. So let me assume that you have already know about all these search engines, and you have already collected all the whatever the data you need, and you have downloaded many papers, many articles, and also the reviews which are related to your topic. So after you download, organizing whatever your findings or whatever your downloads is very, very important. So for that management of the literature, you need tools like Zotero, Mendeley, and EndNote. Okay, so these tools are going to help you in organizing whatever you have downloaded, and also, to extract the information from whatever you have downloaded and duplicating whatever you have downloaded the information. And also, they are going to streamline the information in article writing process, and also they are going to improve the clarity, and majorly they are going to help you to cite the references. Okay, so I'm going to explain Mendeley component or Mendeley software. So you can install Mendeley software in both desktop version is there. It is going to be, it's going to organizes PDFs which you're going to download, and it create references, and it helps you to write papers very easily. It's going to help you to cite the papers very easily. And also you have Mendeley Web. It is a research catalog of 350 million documents from 2 million researchers and 100K collaborative groups. And also you have Mendeley Importer. So that creates your library while surfing the web, and import of references from various websites. And this Mendeley can be plugged in MS Word. So that makes you to write and citing of the papers in MS Word, which actually going to be very easy. Okay. So how to use Mendeley? So this is a free academic software. So it is non-platform or browser specific. You can even install it on Windows or Linux or something like that. So it can be installed on desktop, and also it can be installed on web, it can be directly meddled through the internet, and also it can be installed into the mobile. Okay, so it will actually create a desktop library. Okay, so if you install Mendeley, you will have a library, and that will help you to arrange the documents which you are going to download. Okay, so like this. Okay, and it will actually, when you go to the Google Scholar or any search engine, so you can have this save to Mendeley option. You can directly save your article to Mendeley. Okay, so you can select an article and import the reference to your library, and Mendeley will save the PDF also. So that's going to be useful for your future reference. Okay, so you can organize. Okay, so you can organize or synchronize. Okay, so you can synchronize your library to access it anywhere and read across devices. So if you save certain articles in the desktop, so you can open it from your mobiles, and you can read the whatever the articles which are of interest to you. So Mendeley backs up your library online. So if you are using on a single platform, like a single user, okay, so your password and the ID is same in both the systems. So you can access from the mobile to the desktop or desktop to the mobile. And also it helps to add new references to your library in Mendeley Web. Okay, so here you can see that you can categorize. Okay, so you can star a particular paper which is going to be a favorite paper, and you can mark whether you have read or not read a particular paper, and also it will tell you whether your file is in PDF format, a PPTX format, a document form, or Excel, etc. Okay, and also you can open attached PDF files in integrated viewer. Okay, so you can, if you just click on that, your paper is going to open. So that is a major advantage. And also you can filter when you search within the Mendeley, you have many options. So you will have a free text search. So like you can search it majorly by author's names or titles or the publication or the year, or even you can have a sticky notes. Okay, so you can attach a sticky notes on a particular paper, so that you need, and also you can highlight whatever you have read previously, so that you need not go to the same paper again and again. And also you can come back and you can see why you have referred that particular paper. Okay, so that in that way it is going to be very, very helpful. And there will be a plugin. You can install a plugin in the Microsoft Word. Okay, so that will you can see a plugin, so that that will show you there is a Mendeley. Okay, so that will help you to, if you insert this citation, so you can just click on that and you can select particular citation or a paper which you want to include in your particular article. Okay, so in that way, if you just select the article or book and click OK to this particular article, so it will be inserted into your Word. Okay, so in that way, it is going to be very, very helpful. Otherwise, you have to type everything I mean, if you want to add a reference, you have to type everything. So that can be avoided by using a Mendeley. And Zotero is another type of literature management software. So it also does all the jobs, which I have explained in the Mendeley. Okay. So next, I wanted to just discuss with you how to write a research paper. So what are the steps which are involved in the research paper? So writing a full research paper from abstract to conclusion involves these 7 steps. So the first one is clarify the purpose and scope. That's what we'll say always. You come out with a hypothesis and motivation. So if you have a hypothesis and motivation, then study existing abstracts. That means literature support should be there, and also identify the key sections. Okay, so we have to identify what are the important sections in our paper, and then craft a concise introduction. Introduction is major part of the paper, research paper, and then describe the research methods. That is a 5th stage. And in the 6th stage, summarize the key findings. Results and discussion is going to be very, very important part. And the last part is address implications or conclusions. Conclusions are very, very important. So our research article will have first abstract, and the next is introduction, and the next materials and methods, and then results and discussion, and finally conclusion. So these are the very important steps. So writing introduction is very, very important. We have to give a very brief introduction about our topic, and we have to give what is the importance of the topic. So that will describe the background of the problem, and we have to establish based on the literature. So we have to discuss what are the loopholes in the previous studies and what we are going to do or what we are going to address in our research paper. And next, we have to specify our objectives, what we have done, and also, a little bit of results which we have to discuss in the introduction part. And after introduction, we are going to tell about materials and methods. If we have adopted any specific methods and materials, then results and discussion. Results and discussion is very, very important. So we have to summarize our what are the things we have found, and we have to discuss the interpretation of the result. So not just telling the results, interpretation is also very important, and discuss their importance, implications or importance, and acknowledge the limitation, and whatever the limitation our work is having, it also should be decided, and also what we can recommend for future study, that should also be there in the results and discussion. Okay, so next step is writing the conclusion. So writing conclusion has 4 stages. So we have to summarize our arguments. So, and whether they are right or wrong, we have to put forward our arguments and then explain how the results support our hypothesis. Okay, so whatever we have started with, and then discuss the limitations and propose future perspective. Okay, so future perspective proposing is also a part of the conclusion. So that is a way of writing an effective paper. So next stage is, after you write a paper, you cannot send it to the journal, because so these days plagiarism is a very, very major issue. So let me tell you what is a plagiarism. So plagiarism is copying somebody's work without citing their work in our work. So that is a plagiarism. So plagiarism checker is a tool that scans text to identify similarities with existing content on line by line basis, sometimes through online, sometimes line by line, sometimes it will have a stringent condition of words, like 3 words, 6 words or something like that. If they give 3 words, it will be very difficult to write paper. So this plagiarism checker will ensure originality of our research, and it maintains academic and professional ethics or integrity, and prevents penalties and reputational damage. How it works? So these checkers are going to work like when we upload or paste the content which we have done, it will compare with the vast repositories which are available in the internet. So it will go and compare with the words, and then it will come out with a similarity index. So it will generate a similarity report highlighting matches. So it will highlight the matches, and also it will show the source where it matches. Okay, so we can know, which paper are whatever the if we have a high similarity index with certain paper, so we have to write it in a different way. Even though we cite, so it will have a high plagiarism. So that has to be changed. So plagiarism is an unethical practice of using someone else's ideas, data, text, or findings without proper acknowledgement. So, it should be avoided. So it violates academic integrity and can have serious consequences, because these days people are not taking papers which have similarity index greater than 20%. So that is a limit, and it's very difficult because we are going to refer to the literature. So we cannot avoid the similarity, but we have to refine our writing so that we can avoid the similarity index. So types of plagiarism are direct plagiarism, word to word copying, paraphrasing without credit, self-plagiarism, mosaic. Paraphrasing means we will copy entire paragraph from somebody else's work. So that's going to be detected. Self-plagiarism is the similarity index from our own published papers. So that is also, a threat these days. And mosaic, this is a mixing content from different sources. So cut and paste thing. Okay. So what are the popular tools for checking the plagiarism? So the popular tools for checking are Turnitin. Turnitin is a very stringent software for checking plagiarism. So Grammarly is not so stringent, and we cannot believe in Grammarly. And Authenticate is also very loose, type of plagiarism checker. And also we have a Copyscape. So what is the benefit of plagiarism checking? So it promotes ethical writing, because we will not be aware sometimes about our writing. So we'll be just forced to copy some lines or sentences or something like that. And that can be avoided, and it enhances work quality. So we will only get refined. So we'll also come out with a different ways of putting our results, our ideas, and it also saves time and builds confidence. So if we send our paper without checking for plagiarism, so it will people will take a lot of time, and after that they will return our papers telling that there is a lot of similarity in your paper, so please check it. So that we can avoid, and we can even develop the confidence about our work. And the limitation is false positives. So this matches phrases that are common or technical terms. That is a very, very threat to us. Even if I write DOS in physics, it will take it as a similarity index. So sometimes even the names are going to be in the similarity index. So that is going to be very, very difficult to avoid. And cost, some tools are very expensive. Okay, so that is also there. For example, Turnitin is very expensive, and dependence on databases. So it is limited to the content available in the tools repository. That's why I told Turnitin has a vast repository. So compared to the other, so that is a, limitation. So what are the best practices in order to avoid the plagiarism? So cite properly. Let us give credit to the original authors. Use paraphrasing wisely. So you read a sentence, you read a paragraph, and write it in your own words. So that is going to avoid the plagiarism. And review the report. Analyze flag sections to decide if they need modification. So after the plagiarism check, it will just give a red flag. So you just see whether you can change it or not. Okay. And also you combine tools. Use plagiarism checkers with other writing tools. So like Grammarly, so that it can avoid the, plagiarism. So this was about, literature review, article writing, and plagiarism. So let me move on to the intellectual property rights. Actually, that was my topic of which has been given to me, but still I wanted to tell you about all those things. Yeah. So what is intellectual property right? So this is a legal right that protects citations, creations of the mind. So if some person has created something new, something novel, such as in some invention or literary and artistic works, like some jewelry shop or some craftsman. Okay, so he has created certain thing which is unique, symbols, the names, images, and the designs. So that can be like patented. Okay, so that is called as an intellectual property right. That is a creation of a particular person. Okay, so IPR, intellectual property rights, aims to ensure creators are owners of the intellectual property, so they should receive a proper recognition or financial benefits from their work. If he is not going to taken it as his right, so then somebody else will use it without citing him or without giving credit to him, and even if it is commercialized without taking any benefit to him. Okay, so what are the types of IPR? So types of IPR are patents. First of all, it is patents. Patents are the things which are actually scientists are going to take up. So patents protects inventions, products or processes that offer a new solution to a problem. Example, a new drug formulation. If any person has come or a scientist come out with a new drug, he is going to patent it. Okay, so that is his intellectual property. So he is going to make a patent out of it. If some other pharma company wants to buy it, so they have to buy from him, giving credit to him as well as, giving whatever the charges which he thinks about it. If it is a very popular drug, he will get more money. If it is not, if it is less popular, then according to that, he is going to get the money out of it, benefit out of it. So next is a trademarks. This is also a different type of IPR. So it protects logos, names, symbols, or phrases that distinguish goods or services. So for example, if somebody has created a logo for some Olympics or something like that, they are going to patent it. So that, and even some brands of the, goods, okay, so are some products. So they are going to patent it so that nobody else can, use it. Okay, so next is copyrights. So copyrights protects original works of the authorship, such as books, music, and films. So people are going to take the copyright. For example, publishers of the journals are going to take the copyright. So we are going to fill up the copyright form. So they will take a copyright that the entire article is ours. Okay, so they can sell whatever they can do. We cannot ask them. Okay, so that is a copyright. Copyright is about preserving authorship such as books and also for the research articles. So next is trade secrets. So this protects confidential business information that provides a competitive edge. For example, the formula for Coca-Cola. Okay, so that is a trade secret, and you all know KFC. So they all have, even for the different pizza, something like that, they all have their trade secrets. So they are not going to reveal it because it's going to be a IPR. Okay. So next, after telling about different types of IPR, so let me come to the patent, which is more related to the research field. Okay. A patent is a legal right granted to an inventor. So giving them exclusive rights to their invention for a certain period. So suppose if I come out, when I do experiments or when I do some research, if I come out with some new invention, new method, or some novel idea, some novel product or something like that. So what I should do is I should go and file a patent about it. So if I file a patent and if it is awarded to me, so then I will have a, credit to me that if I develop some, whatever the instrument. Okay. So if somebody else wants to take it, they should ask my permission as well as they should give my part of the money for commercializing it. Okay, so that is the meaning of patent. So this means no one else can make, use, or sell the invention without permission. Okay, so if I just publish it without taking a patent, they will be like, allowed to use it without my permission. If I take a patent, so legally they should take my permission. Otherwise, that becomes an illegal activity. Okay. So what is a purpose of the patent? So mainly patent protects inventions and encourage innovation by allowing inventors to benefit commercially from their creativity. So researchers are not going to be benefited commercially by doing the research. So therefore, if you file a patent and if you get the patent and if that patent is useful to the community or to the society, then we are going to be benefited by selling the patent. So what are the different types of patents are there? So we can categorize the patents based on the nature of the invention. Okay, so first one is utility patent. So utility patent protects new and useful inventions or discoveries, so related to the processes, machines, manufactured items, or compositions of the matter. Okay, so for example, a new type of engine. So if I come out with the new type of engine, so I can take a patent. So all the mobiles, the companies, they are going to the patent immediately after their invention. Okay, so otherwise somebody else can use it. So this is also going to be patented after the test, and even the mobile phone technology. So each company will have their different design. So they are not going to, reveal their design to the community. Okay, so next is design patents. So design patents protects the ornamental design or appearance of an object, not its functionality. So the unique, for example, if somebody has come out with a unique shape of a perfume bottle, so that will be patented. You can see that each company will have a different shape, different name, and different characteristics of their products. So otherwise, sometimes you will see the duplicates, right? So duplicate of some companies, but their patent will be completely different. Okay, so nobody can copy their uniqueness. Okay, so the unique shape of a perfume bottle can be patented, and also the design of a car's headlight. So you can observe it is also going to be patented. User interface icons. Okay, so that is also going to be patented. So any design, even the ornamental design, that can also be patented. So other type of patent is plant patents. So it protects new and distinct varieties of plants that are not grown from the seeds. So like you can have a new variety of roses by connecting the two stems of different roses or something like that. So disease resistant fruit trees. So these can also be patented. Whatever the idea which is unique, you come out without copying anybody else, can be patented. So next you will have a provisional patents. So provisional patent allows us to file a temporary patent application that establishes an early filing date. Also it allows the inventors to use the term patent pending. So suppose if you are not awarded with the patent, so you can name it as a patent pending. And during this period, that is 12 months, that is a period of this provisional patent, nobody else can patent a file similar to whatever you have filed. So this is another type of patent. So the patent process in India is governed by the Indian Patents Act 1970, and it is managed by the Office of the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. So these are the pathways of filing the patent. So let me explain this. So these are the patenting process. What is the first step? So the first step is a novelty search. So you have to find out whether your work which you're going to file for the patent is unique or novel. Okay, so if somebody else have already been done, so you're not going to allow to file a patent. Next is preparing patent specification. So you have to, there is a general procedure, some procedure, specific procedure for filing a patent, preparing the patent document in the rules and regulations. Then you can file a patent application. Okay, so that will be through either an agency, or you can even file it through to the government of India directly. So then you are going to, office, the patent office is going to see, their application in the public domain. Okay, so it will be available online. So people can see the application, and nobody else can repeat the same experiment. Okay. And after that, after publishing, there will be a beginning of examination of application after the request. So they are going to have a experts committee, and they go through your patent application, and they are going to see whether whatever you have proposed is feasible, real, and whether you are copying or something like that. And if they need any further clarification, they will ask you for clarification. Okay, so they are going to hear you, like means they are going to call you for a meeting or something like that. So you have to attend the meeting, and you can take your own time up to 6 months, and you can just see whether you can answer the queries which are posed by the experts in that particular committee. And after you explain, or if you are, capable of explaining and answering all the queries raised by the experts, then your patent is going to be granted. Okay. So first of all, a little bit more elaboratively. So first of all, you have to find the novelty. So what I mean by that, the invention must be new and not part of any other's work. Okay, so what you should do is you should go through the literature and you should thoroughly search whether these type of work have been done already in the literature or not. And you have to search and you should make sure of yourself that whether your invention has already been disclosed or patented. So you should see the patented application also. Next, what is a drafting? So we have to draft the patent application. So the application mainly requires particulars of the applicants and inventors, provide a brief descriptive title of the invention in 100 words or less. So we have to provide the abstract of whatever we invent and detailed description of the invention. So the problem, the invention, the problem what we have posed, and the invention what we are posing, and also general applications of the invention, advantages of the invention, and the best way of using the invention, and also working on invention along with the drawings, schematics, and flow diagrams. So all these things have to be there. And next point is, have you conducted a primary patent search? So whether you have gone through the literature and whether you have found, it's repeated or not. So that proof you have to attach, and existing state of the art and prior arts. So what is novelty you have brought in, and what was existing before you have done that work, and list out the known ways about how authors have tried to solve the same or similar problem. So you have to explain whether the people have attempted to solve this, whether they were successful, if they were not successful, why they were not successful, and if you are successful, what is your success? So you should explain everything with the, example and through the proper documentation, and then you can only file the patent. And list the technical features and elements of the invention along with the description of your invention from start to end. So a clear descriptive report of the existing work which we are filing for the patent should be explained. And then ninth point is, list the features of our whatever the invention that are believed to be new and distinguish them from the closest technology. So we should tell them how far whatever the work we have done is new compared to the work existing, and also has the invention been built or tested. So you have to provide a experimental evidence whether you have been tested your hypothesis or whatever the work you are proposing or not. And then briefly state when and how you first conceived this idea. So we have to tell the, timeline also when we have, conceived this idea. And we have to answer, have you sold, offered for sale, publicly used or published anything? So if we are patenting our application, so we have to first file the application and then we can publish. Or else if we already publish the data, we can file the published data within 1 year of publication for patenting. Okay. So if you have already sold, we have to explain what is our circumstance which made you to do that, and what are the list of individuals for whom you have revealed your whatever the work, and non-disclosure documents signed. So all these details you have to include or provide. Include any reasons that your invention would not have been obvious to someone of average skills in the art. So this also you have to, whether ordinary person can understand your work or not, that also you have to explain. Additional comments by the inventor. So if you have any additional information to tell about your patent, so you can tell about it. And drawings, flowchart at the table. So whether you have done any experiments which is novel for the first time, you can sketch it and you can give the schematic diagram, or whatever, whether you are coming out with a new device, so you can describe that. So in that way, you can, your whatever the patent filing application is very huge, and you have to fill all those things. So next step is filing the patent application. So we can file the application with the Indian Patent Office directly, either online or physically, Okay, or else we can use a as I already told you, some agency. Okay, so we have many agencies, so that we can use and we can file through them. So there will be a fee structure based on the type of application. So we will have a fee structure. Suppose if we are filing the patent application through the institutions, institutions will have the responsibility to file, pay the fees. Okay. So next is publication. So as I told you, once a patent application is filed, yes, it is filed. What happened? Okay. So it is published by the Indian Patent Office after it undergoes through the initial steps, and then there will be a request for examination, as I explained earlier. So the examination is going to be made on this particular patent application. Experts will be called, and they will have a series of meetings, and they will find out whether the patent is feasible or not, and then they will ask for the examination process. In this a process, so the patentee or the person who has put this application for the patent is going to request to clarify certain doubts or the objections which are going to be raised. So he will be given with the time 6 months, which is probably extended by 3 months. And then if all objections are resolved satisfactorily, the patent is going to be granted, and the details are published in the patent journal. So this patent will remain valid for 20 years from the filing date, subject to the payment of annual renewal fees. So every year, patentee or even the institution from which we are going to file the patent, they have to pay the fees of patents. Okay. So next we will have a last step. It is a post-grant compliance. After a patent is granted, the patent holder must fulfill post-grant compliance and to maintain its validity. So this includes paying annual renewal fees starting from the third year, and the holder must also file Form 27 annually reporting whether the patent is being commercially used in India or not. And then legal enforcement of rights such as addressing infringement is the holder's responsibility. So we have to address, and the patents may face post-grant opposition or revocation challenges. So people may file a case against you saying that this is not the first time. He might have already done that. So we should be, ready to, file such queries or the challenges from the, public. Okay. So failing to comply with these requirements, so patent can be deemed invalid or open to compulsory licensing. So they can withdraw the, patent also. So I'm just going to show you our one of the patent which we have filed recently. Yeah. So title of the invention. So whether they can see it? Yeah.
No.
So whether you can, no?
No. No, ma'am.
No, no.
No, ma'am.
No. Then I will share again. Yeah. Zoom. One second. Yes. So now,
Yes, ma'am.
so can you see? Yes. I hope you can see, right? So this is a very recently filed patent application. So title of invention, we have written applicant and also preamble. Yeah, technical background, 5.6 6.7 objects of the invention, and brief description of the drawings, detailed description of the invention, advantages, and all these expected outcomes. Yes. So this is the way you should file. And yeah. So I'll show you one more. Where is it, Amini? This one, form one. So whether you can see this also? Again, share, right? Yeah. Which one? This one. So you can see form 1, which we have, used for filing a patent. I think you can see, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how the form looks. So it's going to be too elaborative. So it will include, names of the institution and the inventors and their application number, all this information. Okay. So finally the signature. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So let me come back to the share.